Hello, today I'm here to talk to you about our award-winning Auscultation Trainer. This trainer is used to help students learn correct stethoscope placement, as well as how to accurately recognize heart, lung, and abdominal sounds. The Auscultation Trainer is a great tool to help students train for future careers in respiratory care, patient care technician, sonographer, nursing, EMT, and other healthcare providers that will be listening and diagnosing heart, lung, and bowel sounds. What all comes with this trainer? Well, there's an Auscultation Trainer torso. There is a skin overlay that allows you to test your students, a tablet with an app, the RealityScope, which is a stethoscope attachment, storage case for the tablet, a storage case for everything. It also comes with a 1-year limited warranty and online access to Introduction to Auscultation curriculum. Let's first look at the torso a little bit closer. As you can see, there are different body regions, such as aortic, pulmonic, Erb's point, tricuspid, and mitral. There is the quadrants of the abdomen. So basically you have the lower right, upper left, lower left. There's also the lungs areas. So you also have the upper lobes, the lower lobes. And this is also on the posterior side as well. This also allows students to see the bronchial sounds and the bronchiovesicular sounds on the anterior and posterior sides. This is where students can practice listening to the sounds and visually see which region the sound comes from. So once your student is ready, they can take the skin overlay to cover the regions and practice their skills. Now let's take a look at the RealityScope. This attachment is a Bluetooth device that attaches right to the stethoscope, so students can practice listening to the different heart and lung sounds. There is a button on the side to turn it on, accompanied by the green light. Okay, there's an audio boost button towards the back for louder sounds. Okay, and a Bluetooth button to connect your RealityScope to your tablet. You can connect the RealityScope to the Bluetooth device or plug in headphones or speaker so that everyone in the class can hear the sounds. So now let's take a look at our Auscultation Trainer app. Let's take a look at the admin side of the RealityWorks Auscultation Training app. First, click on the RealityWorks Auscultation Training app. And once it's open, you're going to press the star on the RealityWorks logo. It'll turn a greenish blue. This means that you're on the admin side of the app. If you've not already connected your RealityScope to your tablet, you'll want to do so. Ours is already connected, so I'm going to select that one from the list. If you tap the 3 lines located in the upper left corner, you will see your RealityScope devices to show you all the devices that are connected. Next, you'll see Find My Device here, and you can hit this button and a light will start flashing to find the correct RealityScope. There is an About on the side menu to review version information and contact product support if need be. Settings to change the language. There's also a Sites and Conditions. If you click this, you'll see a Practice tab and an Assessment tab. In the Practice tab, you can view 21 conditions, and you can select and unselect the ones you want your students to practice. In the Assessment tab, you can see all 21 conditions and select and unselect which ones you want the students to be assessed on. To exit admin mode, press the 3 lines, then click Exit Admin Mode. On the student side, make sure they have the correct RealityScope connected. If your RealityScope is already connected, you'll be prompted to select a mode. Other features on the student side include Devices, Find Device, About, and Settings, just like the admin side. Now let's take a look at Practice mode. It will come up with this screen and instructions to tell the student how the tablet and the device works. They can shuffle the cards and practice them in a random order. You can tap Open List to view the list of upcoming sites and conditions.
Before practicing on the torso, students can read the description of each condition by selecting Read More. They can also go into Location, where they can see where to place their stethoscope in the front and in the back to hear the sounds. Students can plug in headphones or listen directly through the smart device to hear what sound is coming from each site. Once the students are ready to practice on the torso, they will
use the RealityScope attached to your stethoscope to practice auscultation on the sites and identify the conditions. My first one is a respiratory assessment. And so this one is labeled Wheeze. So I am going to start and I'm going to listen to the lung sounds. And I can hear the wheezing up here. And it's nice because you can actually see the regions where the students are listening. So I definitely heard the wheezing up in this area. I can also go to the posterior, and I'm just going to turn the model around here. If I want to practice posterior lung sounds, I can listen to the bass over here. Bass over here. And I can work my way up on the model. And so I do hear wheezing up here as well. So remember, in practice mode, the students will be able to see exactly which condition that they are listening for. They have to determine the location, but if they have any difficulties, you always can press the location on the app. To place the skin on the torso, there is a zipper access in the back, and it just slips right on over the torso. The students will still be able to palpate the ribs underneath the skin, and so to help them find the locations. Now I'll talk about assessment mode. To go back from practice mode, just hit the back button to get into assessment. Select that mode again, read the instructions, and then tap Start Assessment. For each card, use the RealityScope to assess the various locations on the torso to hear the sound and determine that condition. So basically, the students will have to conduct a respiratory, cardiac, and abdominal assessment to determine which abnormal or normal features they hear. Students can write their answers on a sheet of paper or answer sheet provided by the instructor. Make sure you swipe right to move on to the next card and navigate through the scenarios. So the app says sites and conditions, and at this point, the students are going to conduct a cardiac, respiratory, and abdominal assessment. They do not know what the abnormal sound or normal sounds are that has been pre-selected by the instructor. So just instruct them to go through the assessments as they should. So let's palpate the ribs and we'll listen to a cardiac assessment. And I do hear the lung sounds in the background. Now I'm going to do a lung assessment. So cardiac, I didn't find anything abnormal. I can hear the lung sounds. And remember, before you could see the underlying structure. So this is a little more difficult because you cannot see the underlying structures. I'm not hearing any lung sounds. I can go to the back. And check the lungs in the back. I'm not hearing anything. Okay. So my lung assessment I found to be normal. Now let's do abdominal assessment. And so I am hearing quite a bit of gurgling going on. So my diagnosis or my thoughts would be that I'm hearing a normal cardiac, normal respiratory, and a hyperactive bowel sounds. So that would be my answer if I was writing down on a sheet. To go to the next one, I just swipe and it'll just say number 2 and repeat the same sequence again and have the student write down the answers. Remember, in admin mode, this instructor pre-selects which ones that would be on the test. So you can go through and just select one of each of the systems, or you could select up to the 21 total. As mentioned earlier, the Auscultation Trainer comes with an online curriculum to help participants learn and practice the skill of auscultating the respiratory, cardiac, and abdominal systems through slides, quizzes, and activities. The Auscultation Trainer and curriculum work together to help students get the foundational knowledge by using the slides, quizzes, and activities from the curriculum. They can go over to the trainer and practice listening to different sounds and identify the different sounds, regions, and conditions. If you have any other questions or would like to receive more information, please use the information on the screen and we'd be happy to help. Thank you.